Hello, my name is Jace Hatton. I am a sophomore at the University of Arkansas, and my final project was on the artist Kaws and his companion sculptures, specifically along the ways. I decided to do my research project on Kaws and his sculptures because he grew up skateboarding similar to me, and he also is a big name in the streetwear industry, which is something that my friends and I are really into. So I've kind of known about him for a while, and I figured this would be a good opportunity for me to kind of display his work since he's more of a this like century type artist, not super in the past. But he was born in Jersey City, New Jersey in 1974. His real name is actually Brian Donnelly, and his first exposure to art was through skating and graffiti, which he then used to begin his career. Once he graduated high school, he attended the School of Visual Arts in New York and graduated with a degree in illustration. He then did background sketches for movies like The 101 Dalmatians and a bunch of other cartoons during that time period. Early on, he traveled to a lot of places. He's been all over US, Tokyo, London, Berlin, and he basically did graffiti there and left his mark all over. You can kind of see in these first couple photos. He's got his trademark Kaws. But then he started working in subvertising, which is taking advertisements and converting them into parodies of the initial product or like changing the meaning of the advertisement entirely. And that you can see that in the Marlboro ad. He just puts his own twist on it. And that's how he started out his career. Eventually, he decided to move to Tokyo, where he started painting, doing sculptures, and it just blew up in Tokyo. Everyone loved it. He started making toys. He started his own clothing line. He's done collaborations with Supreme, collaborations with A Bathing Ape. He's done work with Disney and Pixar, where they let him take characters like in this photo of Pinocchio and put his own stylings and make them into um, toy lines. And so he really has his hands in all kinds of areas of art, not just one dimensional sculptures or that's it. Um, Now, when it does come down to his sculptures, almost all of them are focused on his companion figures, which are Mickey Mouse lookalikes with his own twists and stylings to them. So you can kind of see the large ears, the gloves, the boots, the pants, the belt buckles on the pants are all kind of imitation Mickey Mouse. But then what he does with a variety of materials, sizings, positionings, he kind of displays of different emotions and stories, and they all tie back to the theme of the exhibition that the sculpture's in. And pretty much his companions have been in all his major art displays and exhibitions, and they've been showcased all around the world, from sculptures in a sculpture park in Great Britain to Singapore, all over the U.S. But I specifically chose Along the Ways because it's probably one of my favorite pieces just because of what it represents. It's an 18-foot high sculpture featuring two figures with their heads lowered and with their arms on each other's backs. This is one of his larger sculptures and one of the few sculptures that he's created that features two companions instead of the typical one. It also shows the relationship between the companions as they support one another emotionally and also structurally. This resonates the qualities of friendship and togetherness, which is why it's probably my favorite sculpture by him. Um, so, as I mentioned earlier, the companions are kind of imitated off of Mickey Mouse. This kind of hails from his roots in subvertising art, where he takes a mainstream figure such as Mickey Mouse, puts his own twist on it, and then is able to send his message through this. And in this specific one, if you think about Mickey Mouse, you're going to think of happiness or your childhood. But these sculptures are gloomy. They're in despair. They're almost helping one another, like in a time of need. And this was when he was going through a specifically rough period in his life. So in through this sculpture, he's able to take a piece of pop culture, put his own twists and stylings onto it, and then create his own art through it with a completely different meaning. But because it's through pop culture, it reaches out to a much broader audience of people. So this is my final video project on Kaws and Along the Ways, and I hope you enjoyed and learned something new.